What is up, YouTube? The Zelda Duelist is back at you with another video. Yes, I'm making up for when I've taken breaks because I got thinking content and I have a life outside of YouTube. And today, meta tier list. Now I've got decks here. Not all of them are viable. As you know, we can see some very, very not viable decks. But I'll go into each of them and how they fit in this format. Starting off, Burning Abyss. Normally I count this deck as a rogue, you know. It's got its uses. Nope, no. It is dead to this format. It is dead. I love BA. BA is one of my favourite decks. You know, Seer target Dante, Dante target Seer. Quoting the infamous Farfa there. But you cannot tell me that Burning Abyss will be beating Kashtira any day soon when one of the decks is Macro Cosmos on legs and the other deck literally revolves around the graveyard. Yeah, there's no chance in hell it's winning. But you can make it work, you can make it work. It's up to you. Branded. I will argue that this deck is better than Kashtira this format. 100%. I think there's more utility in Branded. I do think Kashtira is overhyped. It's good and all, don't get me wrong, but like, it's way more beatable than what people make it out to be. You drop one Book of Eclipse, they shut down. You drop one Swords Concealing Light, they shut down. Hell, I'm pretty sure some Kashtira boards, if they don't set up a negate, lose to Raigeki. Raigeki! That is hero levels of bad. There is. But yeah, so we don't trust Kashtira here. I do know it's a good deck, don't get me wrong, of course it's good. But personally, I do view it as not an amazing deck, and it can easily be beaten. Code Talker is next, and I will give it a rogue status. Because unlike BA, it does revolve around the graveyard. Ibli is a powerful tool this format, and Kashtira use it, and then obviously the big deck, which I don't think they should be, but anyway. But Code Talker doesn't actually care about Ibli because they play it themselves. Like, you're making them go further with their combos by giving them an Ibli. So I do think Code Talker's got a better chance of BA does this format, but not by much. Dark Magician. I love DM. It's a heads up to all the DM fans watching. The Dark Magician, it's gotta be one of my favourite decks of all time. I've played it for a while. I love people like Loza who play it. It's not good. Yeah, I'll class it as it's dead. It's just Dragoon Tub. And don't get me wrong, that's a powerful list. I mean, look at Subterra. That works. But when your entire end board is, and I'm quote, Dragoon, Dark Magic Circle, Eternal Soul. That's your interruptions done. Some decks can't play through that. For example, Code Talker actually can't play through that. But then you look at something like Branded Despia. That's not going to stop them. You look at Kashtira. That's not going to stop them. It's very difficult to judge whether or not Dark Magician will be good. But I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be. So let's not go any further into this. Dinosaurs. They're a rogue deck. No. They're tier 2. I'd say I know they're getting more support soon. But are they really going to be as meta-defining as what everyone makes them out to be? It's a case of how much do you trust the new support and people to pilot it? Now, Misk obviously is busted, but then so is anything else that stops hand traps. I do believe that Dinosaur is a good deck. I am going to put it at High Rogue. So it's better than Code Talker, but it's not tier 2 yet, just not. Dragon Link. It's actually really good, this format. I'm going to give it 1.5. It's definitely got the potential now to be back at the top decks again, which I'm so happy about. Love my Dragon Links, but they're not, again, brilliant. We're still missing, it still needs the right format, obviously, to be good, like most decks. Only with Dragon Link, it's had its format. and it's not allowed to go back. However, they're pretty adaptable, and they adapted to this format quite well. And that's why I do believe Drowning is a good deck this format. Flunder, Hunder, Plunder, Fluunderies. Now, they've lost Barrier Situ with the Stormwinds, thank Christ, which has basically made the deck overpowered. However, can they still compete? I do believe they can compete, given the right player. For example, Harpy's Featherstorm is broken, and there's still one of those decks that can still play Prosperity. I do believe Fluunderies is a tier 2 deck. It's not overpowered anymore. It's not like meta breaking, but it's still not a bad deck. It has potential to win. I'd say it has potential to win a YCS still. I'm calling it Fluunderies between now and the next ban list will win at least one YCS. It's a promise. Next up, of course, Grand Marju. It's a good road deck. Kashtira obviously making it pretty good because banish everything. Okay, that's fine with me. Normal summon Grand Marju, swing for game. However, obviously, get rid of Grand Marju, it shuts down, and a lot of the time it will be shut down easily. I do love me my Grand Marjus, but it's not the best deck of all time, unfortunately. Guru Control. Now, I mentioned that this deck, like Dark Magician, is just Dragoon Turbo. However, there's a huge difference between DM and Subterra. One of them gets way more interruptions, and it's a more frustrating control deck. I will play Subterra as load tier 2. It's got potential to be good, but no one wants to be that guy that plays Subterra and get moaned at by everyone at their locals because they're playing a boring stun deck. Nah. So it wins. I don't know why you're moaning. Invoked. Same. Now, if you're going for classic Invoke, which like Invoke, Dogmatica, Shadow, no. It's a rip tier. That's not it. However, if you mix it Rogue with a Branded, I do believe it can be a good Rogue deck. I do believe it's Rogue, if we look at it in general. It's great, or I say great, Mecha Pass can win games by itself. When you mix with something like Branded or enough Dogmaticas or enough Shadows, it can do good. So I do believe it deserves its spot there. Kashtira, not the best deck of the format. I'm not going to say it is, but it is definitely one of the better decks. If you don't know what Kashtira does, where have you been? People have been hyping this up everywhere. But gist of it is, it locks you at your zones, which sounds busted on paper, and banishes your cards from your extra deck face down and deck face down. But at the same time, so think of it like Tearlament, but I'll say worse, personally, because Tearlament made it tier 0. Kashtira won't. I do believe Kashtira is good, but it has its faults. Like I said, one funny rock and it's gone. One beer, so it's one beer, it's dead. One Book of Eclipse and it's dead. I do believe it needs some reworking. Labyrinth is next. Honestly, with its new supports coming out, what's come out, it is a top tier deck. The best control strategy this format, hands down. If you want to stun someone, that's your deck. You want to beat someone, you want to then mix up traps with whatever, that's your deck. And the thing with Labyrinth is, you don't play a Labyrinth extra deck. You play a deck of any other deck to juke the Kashtira out. You will play your... let's think here. You'll be playing Branded extra deck, a Kashtira extra deck. You'll be playing a Sprite extra deck. But never, ever will you play a Labyrinth extra deck. Solely, so when that poor Kashtira player goes through it to banish card face down, they build a board to beat Branded, Kashtira, Sprite. They don't build a board to beat Labyrinth, and that's why I do believe it's so useful, because it doesn't need an extra deck. Madolce, it's not amazing, but it's also still pretty good. It's a good rogue deck. Not better than Dinosaurs, but it's still really good, this format. I know a guy who's playing Dolce, and it is Rogue, but still, and he is definitely very talented with the deck. It can 100% win a lot of tournaments, and he's one of the people I train with for YCS and whatnot. I say train, we duel a lot to get prepared for this sort of stuff. I will believe, no, it's tier 2. The very bottom of the barrel of tier 2, but it is tier 2. It can do this. I know it can. Numeron, it's a rogue deck. It's just, OTK go brrr. It's science actually. Yeah, Master Duel people will get triggered as soon as they see this, but it's still a good deck, but it's not as good as something like Branded, Dragon Link. Madolce even is better because it can go play better turn 1 than just clops pass. Plunder Patrol, that's a good 1.5 deck. Honestly, I do believe Plunder Patrol now can beat any deck this format, given the right hand and the right end board. Some decks like Cashier will ruin Plunder Patrol and they can't play in the end. However, some other decks like Branded, same story, but they can still beat them thanks to the new ships. So, Plunder Patrol, 100% can beat Branded, Cashier, Labyrinth even, Dragon Link. It can beat them. However, it still takes a lot more work for them to get that win. Predaplants, even with the Branded, they're not amazing. They're a good rogue deck. They're not meta, but they're not bad. Even with Branded, it's not a great deck this format. I do believe it has potential, and I love Predaplants. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's just the Winged Dragon of Ra. It is my pet deck, 100%. It is my deck. I will go up to someone and say, I will win a YCS with Winged Dragon of Ra, and then just play Sphere Mode in my side deck. So I did it with Ra, just didn't tell you what form it was in. Ra is definitely a deck I love, but it's not good. It's blind second to start, and it takes a very specific starting hand to break boards. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can actually beat Kashira, funnily enough. So it might be better than... It's probably better than Burning Abyss and DM. But it's still not incredible. Runic's really good. Runic Sprite especially, actually. Definitely there. Lots of Elf does make it worse, but it's still good. I'd say Labyrinth is better as a stun strategy, but you don't play Runic Sprite as a stun. It's to stop the opponent playing the game, and then win from there. I do believe it to be much better than, well, Dragon Link, Plunder Hunter. But yeah, it's very good. Sprite, Pure Sprite, or Gishki Sprite, whenever you look at it, same as Runic. You could interchange these, I'd say. Both of them are very good combo decks, or Runic Sprites combo, this format. They're just a lot of fun to go up against in reality. Sword Soul, tier 1. I've never been the biggest fan of Sword Soul personally. It's not been my forte, but I do like them. They're not a deck I wish Konami bans every Sword Soul card, like my friend does with KOTORker. However, I do believe Sword Soul is a good deck. It's definitely something to watch out for, and it might even make such good in the end that people actually start building their side decks towards it eventually. Because I'm calling this now. Next ban, that's going to hit Brandon Cashier 100%, and the next format's best decks: Sword Soul, Labyrinth, 100%. Next deck we have is Synchron. Now, they've got Jet on that, Unlimited now. That's great for them. They've got Destroyed Unlimited now for them. It's great. Oh no, Ash Blossom's back in the meta again. Well, I guess that's my game. Speeder, it's powerful. Like, the entire endboard's powerful, but now that Nibiru's back, Ash is back, it's not as good anymore, I'm afraid. So, here's what it is. I'll get to tier limit at the end, actually. Tier limit's a deck I've got a very valid opinion on. Tri Brigade, tier 2. It's very good, but not good enough to be at the 1.5 level, I'd say. Finally, I didn't know I could do that. Didn't know I could do that. Sorry. Telement. Banlist came. They dragon ruled Telements. You can't have kit class anymore. Everything's at 1. The Ishizas are at 1, making decks like Dolce worse. But is Telement a dead deck? By Christ, no, it's not. I'd argue it's 1.5 still. Telement's still an amazing deck this format. With the new Cash Hero cards, you can build Cash Hero Telement. Probably won't catch on as much as something like, I don't know, pure Cash Hero. But it will still be a good deck. And the follow-up with Telement makes it so much better than, I'd say, Tri-Brigade. Is that it's more versatile. Tri-Brigade, you're mostly playing Links at extra deck. We all know you are. You get Telement, you can play Links, you can play Z, you can play Fusion, you can play anything in that extra deck, and it could, in theory, work. I do believe it's still versatile enough. It's not going to be a tier 0 deck, but it's still versatile enough to win events, and that's my ranking of it. Now I'm going to quickly put these in order. Yep. Yeah, this is the genuine order I have. On best deck, Branded. Worst deck, Dark Magician. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any disagreements on this, probably about, Winged Dragon of Ra is better than Burning Abyss, or how is Subterror a tier 2 deck? Let me know in the comments. But genuinely, thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Don't leave one if you didn't. See you all next time. Oh, and I have a Discord. It's in the description. Check it out.